Hey, good morning, everyone. My name's Kevin Leong over at Observe. I'm joined by Rakesh Gupta, who's the product manager for LLM Observability, along with APM more generally here at Observe. Morning, Rakesh.
Good morning.
Awesome. So we're here today because we're talking all things LLM Observability. We've got some exciting launch news here at Observe. So just want to get your feel for the space, Rakesh. You talk to many customers about their application requirements, and what have you been hearing from engineering teams building AI applications? What are their observability needs?
Yeah, so we got to talk to many customers, and largely there's a new kind of emergent need that we're seeing for people building AI applications, and that's really just around the quality of the responses. So we hear customers say things like hallucinations or model drift or different things like that are really just indicators that, hey, the quality of this thing is something that they're struggling with, and that's in addition to the just the normal kind of latency and errors, just keeping these AI applications up and running because they're applications just like any other. And we also hear customers talking about cost and token usage. So especially with the kind of billing arrangements they have with OpenAI or wherever they're getting their provider from. So people are concerned about making sure that they can build an efficient application as well as a performant and high quality one.
Awesome.
And so in our dog fooding, we also have one of our internal engineers that basically said, hey, you can build something that's blazingly fast and with 100% uptime, but if it's hallucinating or if the quality is not good, then nobody cares. So it's just a kind of underscores that, hey, there's applications just like any other, but they also have new and emergent problems that didn't exist in the past.
Yeah, great background there, Rakesh. So, all right. That's great. What's Observe launching today then in LLM observability?
Yes, so we are launching the capture of OpenLLMetry traces. So OpenLLMetry is a very popular library for getting instrumentation out of your LLM application. And we will be able to pick up that data with an out-of-the-box integration. And you'll be able to consume that with bespoke dashboards that are also out of the box that show you your performance, as well as your token usage and token analytics in a feature that we're calling the LLM Explorer. And you'll also be able to look at all of the traces that are coming out of your LLM application and look at all of the different calls that were made. So the model calls, the inputs and outputs to all of those, the calls to all of your agents, et cetera. And you'll be able to see exactly what happened at each stage so you can debug the lifecycle of a request.
That sounds like really interesting new functionality there. And who do you envision this is built for, right? Whom do you see using LLM observability in Observe?
Yeah, I think the primary person who's going to get value out of this is a developer that's working on an AI application, and primarily somebody who's working on an agentic workflow that has a complex reasoning chain. So starting from an initial user input, it may make a call to an LLM, and then that LLM may suggest a tool to use. Tool call is made, or another agent is called, another LLM call is made, and so on and so on. And getting visibility into those kind of more complex reasoning chains that have an output after the end of many steps is a problem that we're solving here. So that would be the main user. And then, of course, somebody who is like a DevOps person who's tasked with keeping a production AI application up and running. We also have, I think that people who are more like ML engineers may also get some use, especially if they're doing some evaluation use cases, because you can look at the inputs and outputs and do model tweaking based off of that. But definitely a developer building a kind of complex agentic workflow would get the most value out of this.
Right. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So those are the types of folks and types of applications for whom you see a lot of value. What are some use cases where I, as a user, might find this helpful? And I think you've spoken to some of our internal users as well as external customers as well. Where do you see these being useful?
Yeah, I think the most common use case, and one that we saw a lot in our internal dogfooding as we're building our agentic workflows ourselves, is basically like a user's interacting with the app, they enter in a prompt, and then they get back a response, and they're like, hey, this doesn't make any sense, or this hallucinated, or something wrong happened here. And so they say, hey, here's my session ID. Can you go and figure out like what actually happened? So then you can go into the LLM Explorer and search for that trace and see exactly what happened when that user was interacting. You can see that, oh, they entered this prompt, and then we made an LLM call. We added some context. We got something from semantic search. We had our own prompt to the LLM. Then the LLM outputted something that said, go and use this tool, and that tool made an LLM call, et cetera, et cetera. And in our testing, like numerous examples of this happen. One interesting example was we used the LLM Explorer to figure out that, in one of those many stages from going from input to output to the user, the prompt that we gave the LLM, the context was fine, but the prompt that we gave the LLM was actually saying it was like too verbose of a prompt. We said like, give as much detail as possible, which actually caused it to hallucinate and confuse the subsequent LLM calls. So we did some prompt engineering to actually just say, hey, just be concise, stick to the essential details. And once we made that change, we had the user go and ask the same question again. And then the output they got was much more useful. So those are the types of things that can help, that our solution can help with, which is helping understand like exactly where in this reasoning chain something's not working. What is the exact place, the exact prompt that is made, the exact context that's brought in that can help you understand where these things are breaking down.
Got it. So that sounds like more of a quality use case, right? Where you're debugging quality issues in your AI app. And I think, speaking with you previously, there might also be use cases around cost optimization. Is that something where the new functionality could be helpful?
Yes, exactly. So what we hear from customers is like they're obviously trying to get the applications working at all, get useful responses, and they do that in development. And then when they go and launch in production, now cost becomes a factor. Like, hey, I need to be able to do this economically. So we have out-of-the-box dashboards that basically break down all of your token spend across all of your different LLM calls. You can see input versus completion tokens, and basically just understand exactly where your spend is. And that can also help you figure out that, hey, maybe I don't have to sacrifice quality, but I can save by just doing some prompt engineering and watch my token usage come down. So our real-time dashboards for token consumption and breakdown by different providers and different types of tokens can really help with that as well.
Got it. Cool. So let me ask you, so what's different with this new functionality in Observe around LLM observability, right? For me as a user, where might I find the most value using LLM observability in Observe?
Yeah, I think probably one of the best examples of this would be from our dog fooding. So we have, we're building agentic workflows. They run on Kubernetes. And so Kubernetes has problems just like any other application. And we were having an issue with our app was generating all of these crash loops in Kubernetes. And so the way that we're going to go and figure that out is basically in our Kubernetes Explorer in our product. And we used that functionality to go and understand, just like with any other Kubernetes problem, that the crash loops were caused by such and such reason. and we were able to get to the bottom of it. And we didn't actually use our LLM Explorer because the problem was actually in the underlying infrastructure. So I think what sets Observe apart is that it's not just a point solution for the quality and the cost of your LLM application, but it also covers your infrastructure. You bring in your logs as well, your metrics at all the levels of the stack, because your LLM application is also an application just like any other. It has many layers where things can go wrong, and Observe can help you get visibility into all the different layers and keep it up and running rather than just the very highest level.
Yeah, great. Well, great thoughts, great insight. Thanks for sharing those with us. All about building reliable AI applications and LLM observability and what's new, what's dropping with Observe. So last one here, right? So if I'm interested, if I'm an Observe user, how do I get access to LLM observability?
Yes, get in touch with your account team and we will go and get that set up for you. Really excited to get folks' feedback and get folks using it.
Awesome. And if we're not already connected, right, feel free to visit us at observeinc.com. You can set yourself up with a free trial and try this yourself as well. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by today, Rakesh, and hope to have you on again very soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care.
Cheers.